Pelago is really well known for its well-tuned, well-equipped city bikes. What you may not know is Pelago also produces perhaps one of the best all-road gravel bikes on the market today. One of the obvious through lines with all of Pelago's bikes is that they want to have you experience the joy of cycling again. For city riding, that means sitting more upright and having the room for racks and picnic baskets and all the things that you might need to enjoy your time on a bike. Pelago also wants you to explore outside of the city. And with the Pelago Stavanger, you can do just that. For all those riders looking for the best adventure bike that money can buy, as well as maybe a distance commuter bike as well, the Pelago Stavanger enters the bike market as probably one of the most versatile adventure bikes out there. And if you really want to get into some more of the technical details, I definitely encourage you to hop on our website and check out the spec list, as well as read the bikepacking.com review of this bike because it is excellent. The Stavanger's design was intended to suit the rider's needs, whatever they may be. So if you're going out on a weekend ride and you need to load it down with front and rear racks, get all of your panniers on, and you're going to be camping out for the weekend, you can do it on this. You've got nice wide tires. You've got all the braze-ons you need on the fork and on the rear triangle to mount racks and raskets and panniers and everything in between. They've even included a couple top tube mounts for a top tube bag. So you've really got copious amounts of storage. The Stavanger's got space in the frame for multiple water bottle mounts, eyelets even in the mid-fork chainstays as well for lowrider pannier racks. More on the versatility of the frame, you have the ability to put wide tires on these bikes, upwards of a 50 millimeter width tire on there. So you can really do both road and off-road with ease. You've got a lot of space in the rear triangle as well as space in the fork to install whatever fender set you might want. So if you're using it as your commuter bike or you're doing a more classic tour where you have a rack and fenders on the bike, you can totally do that with no trouble. With this particular Stavanger build, we've got a 700C wheel set on here. But you also have the ability to switch that out for a 27.5 wheel set, should you desire to do more off-road than road. The Stavanger is a really understated frame set with its maroon burgundy finish. So it really sits under the radar, but performs impeccably well. As part of their graphic design on this bike, they've also included some nice touches, even on the fork crown of a sextant, which is by far the coolest navigational instrument of all time. They even included small suggestions what you can do with this bike, including all sorts of constellations and interesting designs for wayfinding. Just kind of a fun touch that they've done on the frame set. The Stavanger weighs in at about 12 kilos or around 26 pounds. So it's not the lightest weight adventure gravel bike, but that is going to give you a lot more stability when the bike is fully loaded. As a show of commitment to the gravel and adventure cycling segment, the Stavanger also has the ability to attach a dropper post to it, which is going to give you a lot more fun on the trails for both descending and for climbing, and have a little bit more agility as well, with a feed that comes out the bottom of the seat tube, so installation is a cinch. The unique frame geometry also allows for more traction on the trails, putting the weight of the rider over the back wheel a little bit more, but maintaining a really responsive and capable bike. The Stavanger has hydraulic disc, which means that now you can travel through muddy conditions, through all weather, and really enjoy the ability to stop a fully loaded bike in inclement weather and unreliable ground conditions. So you're going to have a really reliable and comfortable and steady adventure bike. The Stavanger also features the Shimano GRX group set. You've got a 1x11 drivetrain, so you actually have a massive range to do all the climbs you want fully loaded, as well as just some long distance rides throughout the day, and feel pretty confident that you've got the gearing to do it. You'll notice our test bike just has some platform pedals on it, We would certainly encourage you to make the most out of the Pelago Stavanger by putting your own favorite clipless pedals on to experience the up pull as well to get your strength in your climbs. But as a city commuter bike, it can also work well for a long distance commute if you've got one. When it comes to performance bikes like the Pelago Stavanger, it really comes down to the ride and what you want to use it for. So giving this a test is really the best way to get a feel for what you're going to experience when riding the Stavanger. Definitely check out the bikepacking review for this bike, as they go into a lot of detail about its ride capabilities, both loaded and unloaded, as well as a lot of the geometry spec, and it's worth checking that out if you're interested. A bike as versatile as the Pelago Stavanger is of course capable of doing a daily commute as well as all of your adventure needs on the weekend or on your big bikepacking holiday. That being said, if you're riding primarily in the city, a city bike's probably going to be your best option. However, as we always say in the bike industry, N+1, where N is the number of bikes you currently own. So consider the Pelago Stavanger as your way of extending your joy riding a bike, but just outside the bounds of the city. Be sure to check out the full line of Pelago bikes on the Curbside Cycle website to find the Pelago bike for you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more on cargo, folding, and city bikes.